I am Roland Johns. I am Sim Racing.
I'm Wes Fuller, driver of number 35, Stand Up to Cancer Ford. I am Sim Racing.
Hi, I'm Cameron Peterson. I am Sim Racing.
What's going on? It's Rob Biotti from 4i Racing, driver number 44 Toyota Camry, and I am Sim Racing.
Hello, I am Christopher Hamilton, and I am Sim Racing.
Hi, I'm Eric Andrews. I am Sim Racing.
We are Sim Racing.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Core Vintage Cup Series, benefiting Stand Up to Cancer. And tonight we are taking these 87 Monte Carlos and Ford Thunderbirds to North Wilkesboro. It's going to be a fun race tonight. It's going to be a little rough, won't lie to you. North Wilkesboro is a tough track to drive, and also with these 87s, it's you have no aero assistance. It's all suspension, and it's a lot of just straight driver skill of the driver and just trying to keep it on the track. A lot of these guys that are skilled are definitely doing their best to keep it on the track clean. So we have 100 laps to go tonight, and it's going to be a really, really fun race. So buckle up. Let's get ready to see some good racing. Right now we're getting into qualifying, starting off with the number 32, Terry Condas. Let's go ahead and line up with him. Terry Condas running that beautiful number 32 Citigo 711 black. What? The red, white, and blue paint scheme. A little bit of orange there. Love it. Classic throwback. Looks like he's also running a, let's see what he finishes with his qualifying time as he comes around to the finish. First lap should give him 19.78. Oh, 19.764. Keeps him in the bubble. Next, we're going to hop over to Wes Fuller. Running that number 35 Stand Up to Cancer. Wes Fuller has an actual donation link for Stand Up to Cancer. All proceeds go to Stand Up to Cancer. Nothing is taken away from there. So if you guys are feeling like you have a big heart and you want to give to a good cause, definitely hit him up or reach out to us, and we'll get you in contact so we can donate to them. But he works directly with Stand Up to Cancer stream team, and they do a lot of good work out there. So definitely someone you want to support out on the track. And looks like he's running a nice time out there. A 19.385 was his fastest. Next, we're looking at the number 18, Carl Handwerk, running that Core Racing paint scheme. Death by Moose Media on the side, Elkhart Racing Supply. Looks like we also have Mission Car Care. We should have Your Machine and a couple other sponsors on there. But a beautiful paint job done by Joker Graphics. Got to thank Josh Billiter for that. Does a good job with all our paint schemes and is always on a timely manner. Looks like Carl's crossing the line right now with an 18.278. Nice run. Speaking of Josh Billiter, do a quick shout out to his son. He made me laugh earlier today because he was Josh was asking if any of them wanted anything said over the broadcast, and you hear him in the background, I do. So this one's for you, buddy. So Josh Billiter running the number 3 Good Wrench. Nice clean paint scheme right there, black and silver. Looks like he just pulled out, so let's go ahead and see what time he throws down right now. Got high hopes for Josh. He's pretty confident on this track, so we'll see how it pans out for him. A 19.940. Not the fastest, but definitely in the bubble. Next, we're going to the number 10 of Matt Crockett, running that Utah Foster Care. Joker Graphics paint scheme. Beautiful. Alpine Star in the back. He ran a 19.591 for his qualifying time. Next, we're going to our Oilers fan. That's going to be the number 94, Rock Veres. Beautiful paint scheme. Always running a nice Oilers classic. And we have the number 24 of Bennett Allen, running that Joker Graphics red, blue, and green. I still don't understand those paint colors. I got to talk to him about that later. They're very clashing, and they kind of they stand out though. So you can always pick them out in the field. Good to see that out there. And then we have our local 49ers fan. I believe, yeah, 49ers fan. Eric Andrews running the number 9 Coors. Looks like he ran a qualifying time of a 19.399. Bennett ran a 19.424. Let's go over to Bill Harkins, the oldest man out there right now, running in the number 11 Geezer Authentics. Oh, I love that paint scheme. And then we have Kevin Foster running in the TechNet Professional number 8. Nice clean paint scheme. Also, I believe another Joker Graphics paint scheme. Josh doing some good work out there. Then we're over to the back the blue number 38 Dylan McDonald. Beautiful paint scheme there. Way to support our first responders and cops out there. They definitely are getting a pretty bad rap. A lot of stuff happens. There's some bad people out there, but not everyone's a bad person, and we got to support our local police and realize that, you know, they need help too as much as everyone else needs help. We also have our number 73 Bryson Clark running the Motocraft quality parts, red and white paint scheme. I really like the numbering on that. It's pretty awesome. Then we have the number 34 Anthony Kieswerder in that really, really bright yellow TMS DMC in the back. Beautiful paint scheme. Definitely stands out. It's what you want. And Andrew Gunther. It's been a while since I've seen him on the track, running in the number 59 Wawa. I believe he last week he was actually the first place finisher, and he got snuck through on that one. So definitely ready to see what he can do tonight. Looks like he's running a 19.763, so not on the fastest side, but you know, consistency pays off. So we'll see how that pays off. A lot of these guys can run fast laps, but can they do it consistently back to back? We do have 100 laps to go, so it's a lot to get out of these guys. And we have the number 43 Legacy Esports Jonathan Platt. Great to have him out here. Good driver. Missed him actually last night. I wish he would have been out there on the track, even though it was a little rough with some of the cautions, but definitely had a lot of fun with the dirt midges, and I can't wait to see what he does tonight at North Wilkesboro. Short track guy. Love to see him on the short track, so we'll see how he pans out and how he deals with everyone, but it looks like he's running a solid 19.306 for his fastest right now. It might speed it up a little bit as he comes through. And then we have the number 4 National Guard Dalton Drummonds. Beautiful paint scheme, supporting our troops, our local troops. Dalton having a pretty good run last night with with the dirt midgets, but just didn't have the rest behind him. And then we have the number 93 in that Coca-Cola racing machine, Alan Castle, and that is a beautiful throwback paint scheme. Looks like he's got Yeti on the back, Coca-Cola on the front, Valvoline on the side, and then a whole lot of sponsors slapped onto that front side panel. But definitely an awesome paint scheme. Great to have him out here, and looks like he ran a little slower time, 21.353, but we'll see how it pans out for him and how he goes through the race. But looks like we are getting to that point where we are almost done with qualifying, and that is going to be all of our drivers tonight. So we are looking at a total of 16 drivers. Looks like we have a late showing. Way to show up late. Fashionably late. We have the number 85 Nick Nickerson in that Miller Genuine Draft. Wasn't gonna think he was gonna make it, but it looks like he's out here now. So folks, that is gonna be it. That is gonna be our wrap up for all the cars out there. We're gonna have a total of, looks like 18 drivers, which is a nice full field on this short track. So it's gonna be a little rough. Stick with us, but enjoy the race, because I know I'm going to. And let's see what these guys can do out there. Now, if anyone out there has a favorite driver, go ahead and shout them out in the chat if you are using the chat. Definitely let them know. Sometimes I pull these guys in and I'll talk to them mid-race if I can, whether a caution comes out or anything. And if you guys want to hear anyone that you want pulled up, let me know. I don't mind pulling people in as long as it's under caution and everything's copacetic with everyone out there. But looks like Nick throwing down a 19.574. That's a little slow. So looks like our fastest time is going to be Carl Handwerk, followed up by Jonathan Platt, Wesley Fuller, Eric Andrews, Bennett Allen, Terry Collins, Anthony Kieswetter, Nick Nickerson, Kevin Foster, Matt Crockett, Dalton Drummonds, Bill Harkins, Andrew Gunther, Brock Beres, Joshua Billiter, Dylan McDonald, Andrew Castle, and Bryson Clark. And with that being said and all finished up, let's do a quick shout out to all of our broadcast sponsors. I'd like to thank again Critical Hit Bachelors for sponsoring this broadcast, and also Southern California's Nautilus Media Systems. They help me out a lot, and it definitely helps pay some of the bills that I have to cover for all this broadcasting, but definitely appreciate it, and can't wait to get more in the future. And then also I know we have some core sponsors. I believe they're not sponsoring the Vintage Cup, but would like to shout out Willie Evernham, Nick Nickerson, and I believe there's one other one. I'm losing his name right now, but I know there's 3 of the drivers that actually put up the money for the Vintage Series to be broadcasted and also be out on the track. So thank you guys for doing that. I love these cars since the first time I saw them hit the track. They are awesome. And I know sometimes they can be a little rough, but definitely worth the view out there. So looks like we're getting ready to grid up, and let's get straight to the action.
Hey, Randall, you got a copy?
Hey, Carl, thanks for coming up in the booth. I believe you have a statement you want to make.
I send a shout out. A couple of the drivers lost a close friend and a fellow racer. Used to race for Bill Harkins, Scott Baker. Just recently passed away. Just wanted to kind of send a shout out and thoughts and prayers with his family and with everybody that knows him. I know it took a couple people a little bit by surprise, and it's still hurting for some of them. So just sending a shout out there.
Definitely appreciate that, man. Thank you for doing that. And once again, that's some tough news. All right, folks, let's get ready to see some racing. And it looks like everyone is following the pace car right now. Usually we do a 3 wide out in the track, but it looks like we're going to hold off on that. Short tracks can get a little hairy when trying to set up a 3 wide situation. Jonathan Platt more than eager to drive right now. Pace car's off, folks. That can only mean one thing. We are green, green, green with 100 laps to go at North Wilkesboro. All right, looks like we have a good start with Jonathan Platt and Carl Handwerk both going at it right now. Carl's going to go ahead and put his nose in on the inside. Oh, you can see him working the wheel right there. Trying to keep it just on the inside, but not getting to the back end of Jonathan Platt. It is the beginning of the race, so being aggressive is not what you want to see out there. We want to see these guys kind of pace it out, and it looks like that's what they're going to do. Nick Nickerson driving down, falling back a little bit. Looks like he was trying to get on the inside of Eric Andrews, but ended up having to hit the brakes. As we come into turn 3 and 4, lap 3. Looks like Carl Handwerk up in the front. Jonathan Platt, Wes Fuller on the inside. And looks like we also have a 3-wide situation with Bryson Clark. And I want to say that was Joshua Billiter there going around, and Anthony Kieswetter. down the front straight. Bennett Allen looking for some speed. Gonna go ahead and jump on the onboard camera with Wesley Fuller riding in 4th place. Slapping the wall a little bit. Not afraid to get up there. As you can see a little bit from Jonathan Platt, out of that turn 4, the car really wants to step out on you, and it looks like Bennett sending it in ended up having to hit those brakes pretty hard, and ended up forcing Jonathan Platt to the outside. And how the tables have turned. Looks like Jonathan Platt able to get on the inside of Bennett Allen. Looks like he's trying to push him back up there, get him to wear out some of his tires. And the caution is out. Looks like we had an accident out there. Let's go ahead and hit up that critical hit Bass Lures caution report and find out what happened. All right, here we go. Looks like the number 11 of Bill Harkins comes into turn 3, has a clean line, comes out of turn 4. Oh, and the back end steps out on him. And we have, just sideways a little bit. No full contact, but definitely turned around, and a caution is out for iRacing. So let's go ahead and get back to the live scene. And that was our critical hit Bass Lures caution report. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's not too bad. First 8 laps, kept it clean. Did have someone step out, but, you know, it's a small racing incident. It's nothing big. It's a minor mistake, and the field wasn't caught up in it, and that's what we like to see. You know, people are going to make mistakes out there. That's part of racing. But looks like the lights are off, so let's get ready to go green with Carl Handwerk, leader of the pack right now. And we are green, green, green once more. As you can see how loose this car is out of turn 2. That is insane. It is pretty much drifting around the corner as you exit. He's pointing it straight, but it's sliding towards that wall. It takes a lot of effort just to keep this thing straight. And you can see right now Bennett Allen, Wesley Fuller, and a couple other drivers right on his tail. As we go over into turn 1 and 2. Bennett Allen doing a good job staying right behind Carl Handwerk, trying to stay relevant. Don't need to push the issue. Just stay up there, let them know you're there. And look at that, Eric Andrews having to play some defense right now. I believe he's got Joshua Billiter and Dylan McDonald and Nick Nickerson right by him. Both very fast drivers. And he's having to defend both the high and low line. Oh, and they split him down the center. 3 wide. And they are able to get around him. Nick Nickerson still having to race up front next to Dylan McDonald. That is going to be a tough run. Yeah, it's one thing to race next to someone in these 87s at North Wilkesboro because a lot of these guys are having to use the whole track to really drive their lines. And now that, you know, they're behind someone, they have to only drive one line and it's really tight. A lot of their speed gets scrubbed off and it really, really hurts the vehicle. Whether you're on the outside or the inside, you know, you got to be careful and you got to be patient. And it looks like Bennett Allen falling back. Jonathan Platt finding his speed, able to work his way up there, driving the inside line. Nice pass around Wesley Fuller. We just saw him pass 2 guys, Bennett Allen and Wesley Fuller, in one go. Next on his hunting list is Carl Handwerk. And the caution is out. Oof. Let's re-rack and stack on that one and get over to the critical hit bachelor's caution. Oh boy, here we go. All right, so following up behind these drivers, you have Anthony Keysweater and the number 4. That's going to be Dalton Drummond. Looks like Anthony Keysweater gives him a little tap to the side and then straightens him out. And that is what caused our caution tonight. Luckily, not too much of an accident. These cars are tough and durable. So that looks like they're going to stay in it. But definitely a little bummer out there. And that is our critical hit bachelor's caution report. And we are lap 21. Let's go over to the live scene and see what's going on out there. All right, looks like some drivers are deciding to hit the pits. A little bit of fakie from Andrew Gunther, but then decides to stick with it. Jonathan Platt doing the same. Looks like a couple other drivers decided to stay out, grab tires. That's right, go in and grab tires beforehand. All right, folks. Caution number 2. Technically, it's bummer number 1. Put up the bummer counter. If anyone out there is counting. Love to see the support there for the number 8. Kevin Foster currently riding in 16th place, but he did have a fast qualifying time, so we're gonna see how he plays it out. Like again, classic Kevin Foster is right in the back for a little bit, let everyone get their wiggles out, get their bumps and banging out, and then when it comes usually last 25, you start seeing him make some moves. But if he can capitalize mid-race, he's definitely going to go for that opportunity to capitalize on it. And folks, here we go. We are green, green, green once more. Looks like Bennett Allen still behind Carl Handwerk, Nick Nickerson up there. And these guys do not want to let Jonathan Platt run away with it. North Wilkesboro short track, this is his bread and butter. And he is going to put a lot of butter on there. No doubt about it. Bennett Allen looking for that pass on Carl Handwerk. Oh, caution is out once more. Uh-oh, what happened? All right, here we go. Coming into turn 3, out of turn 4. Anthony Keysweater steps down a little too low. Oh, and his back end starts to kick out. And there is the wall, making friends with everything around him. Luckily, it's a short friendship, and he's going to go ahead and get back on the track and do what he came out here to do, which is drive. And that, my folks, was a critical hit Bachelor's caution report. Now back to the live scene. Up in front, Jonathan Platt riding in first place, Carl Handwerk in second, Bennett Allen in third, Nick Nickerson in fourth, Bryson Clark in fifth, Eric Andrews in sixth, Terry Condas in seventh, Joshua Billiter in eighth, Wesley Fuller in ninth, Dylan McDonald in 10th, Brock Varias in 11th, Matt Crockett in 12th, Andrew Gunther in 13th, Bill Harkins in 14th, Anthony Keysweater looks like he's in the pits. Same thing with Kevin Foster. Uh-oh. Looks like they might have some damage to their car. Quite a bit of pits from Kevin there. Fourth pit. So I wonder what's going on with his car right now. And Dalton Drummond's and Alan Castle also out there. All right, time to bring up one of the drivers. All right, we have the number 85, Nick Nickerson, in the booth, our fashionably late driver. Nick, how's it go?
That's pretty good, man, considering I had about 2.5 minutes of practice during qualifying.
Yeah, already throwing down a 19.484 for running laps. That's not too bad.
Yeah, it isn't.
So I saw you drive up the field quite a bit. It looks like Bennett Allen is going to be the guy to beat right now. Do you think you're going to have the know-how to get around him?
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. Right now, I'm just I'm anticipating maybe a long run, so I'm trying to save my tire.
Uh-huh.
These, get the first quick few cautions out of the way, and I think we're going to make maybe about 20, 30 lap runs here, but we'll see. I'm just going to play conservative and try to save my tires.
All right, man. I'll keep an eye on it. You guys looking at getting about 20 laps out of those tires?
Probably more. I just think when it starts wearing down, like it gets a little more difficult to drive, and that's probably when we'll see another caution.
Yeah, I think so. All right, man. Looks like light's going away, so I'll let you get back to it.
Cool, man. Appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for coming up here, and good luck.
Thanks, man.
And there you have it. That was the number 85, Nick Nickerson. Fashionably late. And here we go, folks. As we come across, pace car is going to drop off. Keep an eye on the number 43 as he guns it into the green flag. Nick Nickerson taking that opportunity, the first opportunity he gets to get around Bennett Allen, and what a smart move it was. Sends it in on the inside, tucks in right behind Carl Handwerk. Can he keep it clean down the straight? Carl giving Jonathan Platt a run for his money right now. Oh, can he get his back end across his nose? Oh, he is right there on the bubble. And there we go. Jonathan Platt falling back into second place. Carl Handwerk in front of him. And oh no! Ben Allen! His back end spinning out. Is that going to throw a caution? No wall contact, so most likely not. Oh, nope. There it is. A little bit of a later caution. Oh man, don't really need a caution report for that, but definitely not good to see. It looks like he just came out of that corner just a little too hot and his back end kicked out on him. You know, one thing to note, Bennett Allen is only been into the pits once. We are 36 laps in. He might have pitted early for some reason and forgot to change tires, and his tires might have fallen off to a point where he just was driving too hard for them. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can pull another driver up into the booth. And I have in the booth with me the number 43, Jonathan Platt, who's in the pits right now, but definitely was doing a good run up there. Saw him drive up the field. How you feeling about the car tonight, John?
You know me with short tracks, man. I love them. Car feels pretty good. It gets a little loose on older tires, but I'm just trying to go off sequence with these guys to keep myself in the running up here.
Yeah, definitely could see that. Do you think you're able to get a little more speed when they loosen up, or definitely you're kind of riding the wall of danger?
I feel pretty comfortable once it gets loosened up. I feel like I could probably wheel it a little bit more, than I can with them being, like, if we're all on equal tires, I feel like I can wheel the car better than a lot of these guys could on old tires.
That's what it was looking like.
But I went off sequence with them, so I'll be on new tires now while they're on old tires, so I should hopefully get back to the front without getting, hopefully I can without getting wrecked, but
I think you can.
If we get a long enough run, I'll come back down and get back on the same sequence with these guys, and hopefully we can get a longer run to where tires do wear out here. So,
yeah, I think we're getting up to that. So hopefully everyone's got their wiggles out, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm curious to see how that off sequence goes for you, man.
Yep, same here. Thank you for all you do up there, man. Good luck up there.
No problem, man. Appreciate you out there, and good luck, and hope you get them.
Yes, sir. We'll do.
All right, folks, that was Jonathan Platt running in the number 43. Always a pleasure to have up in the booth. And like I said before, short track, bread and butter. That guy will eat you up out there. He just, I don't know. It just, what's the word for it? It speaks to him. He can read that track really well. He drives it really well. I've rarely seen him make mistakes on a short track. And most of the time, that's just cause out, like, something just happens. You can't stop it. But yeah, he looks like he's sitting in 6th right now. Definitely a nice position to be in, and we'll see how he does on the restart. All right, pace car is in, and we are green once more. Carl Handwerk jumping to the gun. Eric Andrews behind him. Also Dylan McDonald riding in 3rd. This is going to be a tough one. Looks like we're going to go 3 wide for a little bit. Oh, and it's going to get tight back there. Jonathan Platt having to bob and weave. Looks like Nick Nickerson queuing up behind him saying, hey, man, looks like you know where to go. But trying to fit through to the 2 guys through the same hole. Oh, no, and we have contact. Looks like Matt Crockett getting into the back end of, I didn't know who that was. Let's go ahead and go to a critical hit Bass Lures caution report and find out. All right, here we go, folks. Keep an eye on that purple car, Matt Crockett, and in front of him, the number 4, Dalton Drummonds. Looks like he just tightens up and gets into the back end of Dalton there. Oof, that's a bummer. And that was our critical hit Bass Lures caution report. All right, folks. We are almost at that halfway point. This race is going by fast. We're talking 19-second laps. We'll just round it up to 20. 20-second laps, the latest, or the slowest. That is fast, especially for these old cars. You know, we're seeing these guys do roughly 100 plus coming around or coming down the straight into those corners, and then having to keep it all there with no downforce, straight suspension. Takes a lot of skill. Up in front, we have Carl Handwerk, the number 9, Eric Andrews, number 30, Dylan McDonald, and then a 2-for-1 back there, Jonathan Platt and Nick Nickerson. Both those guys working their way up from 6th and 7th, I believe, getting their way up there. And then right behind them, Andrew Gunther, Bryson Clark, Joshua Billiter, Wesley Fuller, Bennett Allen, Bill Harkins, Brock Veras, Kevin Foster, Matt Crockett, Terry Condas, Anthony Keysweater, Dalton Drummings, and last but not least, Alan Castle. And good to see everyone still out in the track. We'll see how it plays out for the rest of them as we get ready to go for the green flag. Well, folks, it's that time once more. I'd like to thank our broadcast sponsors, Critical Hit Bachelors, and also Southern California's Nautilus Media Systems. Appreciate all the help they give me. And it looks like we are 1 to green. For this restart, let's go ahead and lock onto, let's ride along Nick Nickerson on this restart. And we are green, green, green once more. Looks like Jonathan Platt pushing the issue with the number 38 of Dylan McDonald. Anthony Keysweater, ooh, having to dodge some traffic there. Nick Nickerson taking the inside line. And there we go, 2-for-1. Eric Andrews stuck to the outside. Same thing with Dylan McDonald. We're getting pretty close up in front as they clear around. Nick Nickerson too wide with Eric Andrews. And the caution is out. Looks like we had an accident on the backs. Let's get over. Ooh, looks like Matt Crockett might have been hit. Looks like he's limping back there. All right, here we go, folks. As they come around, you're going to see the number 4 of Dalton Drummond's. Oh, back end just slides out on him. Oh, Anthony Keysweater clips him. Luckily, a couple of the drivers were able to dodge him, but unluckily, looks like Matt Crockett and Bill Harkins got into it, and also the number 94 of Brock Veras catching Matt Crockett too. That's a bummer. And that was our Critical Hit Bachelor's Caution Report. Let's get back to the live scene, folks, and take a look at the lineup for tonight for these guys out on the track right now. And we are back. And look at that. Jonathan Platt, nice and cozy up in first, followed up by Eric Andrews, Nick Nickerson, Bryson Clark, Andrew Gunther, Joshua Billiter, Bennett Allen, Dylan McDonald, Carl Handwerk, Kevin Foster, Brock Veras, Terry Condas, Bill Harkins, Wesley Fuller, Matt Crockett, Anthony Keysweater, Alan Castle, and Dalton Drummonds to round out our 18 drivers for tonight. Oh man, what a run. looks like we are past that halfway point, which can mean only one thing. The racing is going to get a little tighter, and these guys are going to get a little more aggressive. Now's the time to shine. These guys got 25 laps to really find their position and get themselves on the proper, pretty much set of tires before they go to finish the race. Well, folks, looks like Jonathan Platt jumping the gun. Oh, not really jumping the gun. Quick to the draw. Eric Andrews right behind him. Oh, Nick Nickerson is on the pedal right there, trying to get around to Eric Andrews. Bryson Clark also relevant in that fight right now. I think once Nick gets around him, we're going to see Bryson. Yep, there we go. Bryson also pushing for the same position. I know Eric Andrews is out on an older set than everyone else. He is only with one pit. Everyone's pretty much got 3. So he's going to have to drive it a little slower, as you can see. He might be just trying to see how long he can make that run go, but that is going to be getting a lot tougher for him as the race goes on. Nick Nickerson trying to run down Jonathan Platt, but to no avail right now, even though he's running, he is 8 thousandths of a second behind Jonathan Platt. He wants to be there, but he's just out of reach, and it's a bummer. It looks like Bryson Clark with some speed under him is going to try and get around Nick Nickerson. And he is pushing that issue just a little bit, but not too aggressively. It looks like he's trying to find the right time to pass him. Looks like Andrew Gunther riding the outside, dropping in behind Carl Handwerk. Coming out of turn 4. Jonathan Platt still in the lead. Nick Nickerson right behind him. Bryson Clark following that up. Bennett Allen all alone riding in 5th. Eric Andrews with Dylan McDonald and Carl Handwerk right behind him. Both those guys chomping at the bit just to get around him. Riding along with Carl Handwerk in the number 18 as he's fighting for position with Dylan McDonald and Eric Andrews. And you see that run he gets, but man, he's got to get on those brakes real hard every single time. All right, let's get back up front. This is it, folks. This is the run we want to see. We want to see starting to stretch out on these guys. So it turns out a lot of their choices start to really take effect. We're going to be 65 laps in. You're pretty much committed to whatever tire strategy you just took. You are getting ready to make a commitment to the full tire strategy for that. And still Dylan McDonald and Carl Handwerk still trying to get around Eric Andrews. Eric's got speed on his side right now. Bryson Clark caught on the tail of Nick Nickerson. As we are coming into turn 3, lap 69, or sorry, 69. Jonathan Platt still with a lot of speed behind him. Nick Nickerson trying to shave those little bit of extra seconds, just trying to catch up to him, but without a caution, yeah, man, he has no chance right now. John has got this track dialed in. And like you heard him before, he didn't have too much practice on the track. All right, looks like we have a battle for 6th and 5th right now. Carl Handwerk getting around Bennett Allen. Bennett fighting with him for a little bit, but looks like he wants to rebuttal. Maybe a little bit of a push. He was thinking about it, but he's going to let him go. Up in front, still Jonathan Platt, Nick Nickerson, and Bryson Clark. That's going to be our top 3. These guys are running everyone down so that they can just have that solid lead. But Jonathan Platt, he's on 2 pits. Same thing with Dylan McDonald and Carl Handwerk. We might have to see these guys pit before everyone else. So everyone might be trying to just throw down as many laps as possible, get that opportunity to, see him hit the pits and then lose his fast repair. And he's not going to be in the feature. He's not going to be able to finish the race. A little bit of a topside view of what's going on out there. Looks like Carl Handwerk making a pass around Dylan McDonald right now. And I believe, yep, he completed it. All right, folks, still up in front, Jonathan Platt. He is now running to a lap count where everyone else is really having to back off. You're talking about everyone's tires are falling off. We've had a good green flag run, getting ready for that 20 lap mark. It's coming up soon. All right, looks like we have a battle between Matt Crockett and Wesley Fuller right now. Wesley Fuller on the outside, Matt Crockett on the inside. And it looks like Wes is able to beat Mac. Mac looks like he tapped on the brakes, trying to just get back. Maybe he wasn't comfortable. He felt like he was going to step out on him and didn't want to take anyone out. Still going, 19 laps to go. Jonathan Platt up in front, followed up by Nick Nickerson, Bryson Clark, Carl Handwerk. I think he's praying for a caution right now because he is not going to catch up to John unless John has to hit the pits. Right along with Dylan McDonald right now. Seeing those stars and bars. Man, this comes down to consistency, really. The whole North Wilkesboro, once it stretches out and short track really gets into what it's, what it is, it's extreme consistency in a very tight quarter. Yeah, most of the time you're driving next to someone, but as you can see right now, they've stretched out quite a bit, which means those leaders are a little bit faster, but you can shore that up with your driving line. Looks like we have some guys trying to get their lap back. Jonathan Platt still in the lead. Let's go ahead and go to our eye in the sky, see what's going on out there. So as you can see, some of these guys trying to get around lap cars. So it looks like Carl Handwerk trying to get around Anthony Keysweater. Dylan McDonald just trying to get the speed to get up to these guys. Kevin Foster riding in riding in 6th place, kind of just biding his time. And he's also got another fast driver behind him, Bennett Allen. Bennett being a new driver to the series, he's fast. He may not have the seasoning some of these other guys have, but I would never count him out of a race. That kid is fast, and he'll catch up to you. Looks like Andrew Combs driving alone right now. Same thing with, Terry Connis and Joshua Billiters are going to be best buds right now. Hopefully they don't collide and touch each other, trade some paint. And then behind them we have Andrew Gunther in that tan. Yep. Running the tan Wawa. Looks like he's got some speed behind him, but he just can't get around Josh Billiter. Josh is running that inside line and really has it. And folks, we are getting there. 10 laps to go. And some of these guys are getting ready to hit some lap traffic. That's right. Jonathan Platt up in front. He's got Wawa in front of him. Let's see how he deals with it. This is going to be a tough one. Jonathan Platt wants to be able to have that run, but at the same time, he's got 3 drivers he's got to get around, and he's going to make it a little tight. Oh, there he goes. Joshua Billiter looks like he gave him the position. Good Samaritan move there. And, no one wants to fight him for it. Talk about a lineup right back there. He is leaving Nick Nickerson and Bryson Clark in the dust. You're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cars between Nick Nickerson and Jonathan Platt with 5 laps to go. That is 1 car lap, and these guys are bumper to bumper right now. Unless Nick's got something under his hood right now, ready to go, I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. The only thing that would be a saving grace right now, caution. But everyone's starting to buckle it up. They're doing good. Oh man, he's got a lead. I don't know if Nick Nickerson wants to push that envelope. There's his first pass, 4 laps. Can he get more out of it? Three laps to go. The talk is clicking for Nick Nickerson. It almost looks like he's just going to try and ride it out in second place, not cause an accident, not get himself knocked out. Those are a lot of cars to get around. Two laps to go. Jonathan Platt still up in the front. Eric Andrews. Oh no! And I believe a caution just came out. Are we gonna see? Yeah. Oh no, we're on the final lap. No caution. Jonathan Platt's gonna get away. He's gonna be able to get away with it, or not get away with it. He didn't cause the accident. He's gonna be able to run away with it. And folks, here we have it. Into the finish line, we have Jonathan Platt up in front, and Nick Nickerson taking second, Bryson Clark taking third, and Carl Handwerk right behind him in fourth. But 1, 2, 3, going to be Jonathan Platt, Nick Nickerson, and Bryson Clark. Man, that was one lap before we would have had a green-white checkered, but nope. Right on the bubble. Perfect timing, Andrew. And there we have it, Jonathan Platt. Nice burnout there. Congratulations to the number 43, Jonathan Platt. Way to pull that win off. Well, folks, while we get these guys prepped and up into the booth, after they do some of their finishing donuts, don't forget to like and subscribe. Definitely helps me out a lot. I know you're going to hear me say it every broadcast. I apologize for that. I don't like doing it, but I need to start building up and getting up there. So it definitely helps out a lot. The more people we can get viewing this, the more action, and hopefully we can bring more sponsors for me and these guys out here. I'd love to bring in some more money for them, because they definitely deserve it. These guys put on a good show. They did a great job adapting to the track. 100 laps out there, and we had a green flag finish. Way to go, guys. Good job out there. And also, hats off to Eric Andrews with only 1 pit stop. Definitely saw him slower out there, but 8th place with 1 pit stop? That is a hell of a run. All right, so once again, our results for tonight: Jonathan Platt in first place, second place going to the 85 of Nick Nickerson, and third going to Bryson Clark in the number 73. It looks like fourth is going to be taken up by Carl Handwerk, fifth going to Dylan McDonald, sixth going to Kevin Foster, Bennett Allen taking seventh, Eric Andrews taking eighth, Terry Condas in ninth, and Joshua Billett rounding up that top 10. Way to go, guys. Good run out there. Way to keep it clean. And I like that green flag finish. That was it was a close one, Andrew, but it's fine. It happens. All right, let's get these guys up to the booth. Well, folks, we have our third place finisher. That's going to be the number 73, Bryson Clark, in the booth with us tonight. Bryson, you had a pretty solid run. Not too much going on in the sense of I guess the way to put it for you is you had a almost a picture perfect race, in the sense of you started kind of mid pack, you worked your way up, you held your position solid. Is there anything you think you could have done to reel Nick Nickerson back in? I know you guys were hitting some lap traffic, and that was really kind of causing a lot of issues for you guys. But other than that, you had a really good race.
Yeah, no, I blew the tires off of it. So at that point, I was just holding on. I knew Carl had, I think we had like a 5 or 10 lap run in there where he came to hits. So luckily, I think he had to get around some lap traffic. And then at the end, I think he ended up eating up his tires. So that's the one I was worried about. I knew I wasn't going to catch Nick or John. I was too quick, too consistent. So at the end, I was just getting the tires up front. So I had messed around with brake bias. But at that point, it was too late.
I know, I totally get that. Yeah, I was hoping the lap traffic would hold up Jonathan Platt, and we'd see kind of an interesting situation break out. But those guys parted like the Red Sea.
Well, at least they did for him, because I had some trouble with that.
Yeah, he is our most aggressive driver, so they probably decided to back off.
Yeah, apparently I just started punting people.
That's what you got to do, man. Jonathan Platt came in strong the first season, started punting people around. Just give him some heat. Oh man, he's gonna be mad at me now. No, but seriously, great race out there, man. You did a good job. Do you have anyone you want to shout out?
Yeah, thank you for sponsoring or for broadcasting. I don't know. The Stand Up to Cancer, are they doing the sponsoring for
no,
it?
it's a benefit series. So what we do is we actually, if there any donations come in, it all goes straight to Stand Up to Cancer. And a lot of these guys with their winnings actually donate to Stand Up to Cancer. So we're in conjunction of benefiting Stand to Cancer. So any donations or money that comes in goes straight to them. So whoever's watching, go donate to them. Exactly.
And then you for broadcasting, and then Carl for putting on the league.
You got it, man. I'm glad to have you back out here. Definitely appreciate you on the 87s, man. Good run, and hope to see you next week.
Yeah, thanks, man.
You got it. Have a good night.
You too.
That was Bryson Clark in the number 73. Let's go ahead and get up our second place finisher. And here we go, folks. Our second place finisher, the number 85, Nick Nickerson. What a run. A little bit of a Cinderella story. Saw you could drive up that whole field, I think, twice. And then you're late to the party. You have to work your way up, starting from the ground up. And then the last section was trying to run down Jonathan Platt, and it looks like I was telling Bryson, it looks like you guys got caught up in lap traffic. I was hoping you'd be able to. He was going to get caught up, so you guys could pile up and we could see a cool little battle for the last 5 laps. But as I was looking at it, you had 5 cars in front of you, 5 laps to go. You'd have to do a car lap, which is really tough when they're bumper to bumper.
Yeah. I don't think lap traffic kind of came after the fact. Like, Platt's just really good at these short tracks. Pretty much everywhere, honestly. And you when you're in second place, you're like trying to think like, how much tire should I save? Do I save any tire? So just run them down. And I was trying to save a little tire, but you can't save too much because then John will just like be completely gone.
Yeah.
And I think I just kind of ran out of tire before we got to lap traffic. And then once we got to lap traffic, it was just whoever got the best runs on these cars, and he was getting them good.
Well, looking at his pits, he only had 2 pits. So I think maybe something to pick up from what he's doing is maybe to try and learn how to drive a little more, or try to drive a little longer and faster on a loose set. Do you think that's something you can work on?
Yeah, well, I know the biggest issue is, corner entry. Like, I always get kind of sideways, but like, it's not that I'm doing it on purpose. It's just when you get onto the brakes, the car kind of kicks sideways. And then as it's slowing down, it's just like eating up the tire. If I don't do that, then I'm just like losing so much time. Not so much, like a 10th or so.
From watching John drive, looks like his entrance looked pretty straight, but his exit, he you'd see him slide up the track. So definitely pretty. I don't know how you would explain that in the sense of like exit was either he was on the gas a little more, and it kind of just slid out. But I see what you're talking about, where you can kind of see like some of your entrances were a little not sideways, but your back end kicked out way earlier than a lot of the other guys were.
And it feels good to me because it gets me in the turn real nice and
Right.
sets up the car good for the corner. But it's just racing with him. Eventually, I'll figure it out. But he just ran a really good race. I mean, it was clean.
He did. That was awesome.
So you can't really go up against that. You have to, especially in these fixed race setups, like you have to. You're just hoping that the guy in front of you is going to make some kind of mistake that you can capitalize on. And when you're racing with guys like Platt and Carl, who never make mistakes, it's hard to do.
Well, you're one of those guys too. You rarely make mistakes. Yeah. So definitely a good run out there, man. Great job on second place. God, I don't want to bring up the past, but I was expecting a back to back with you this week because we had the midgets last night, but still overall great run this week, and I can't wait to see what you do next week because I think we're going to another short track, and it's going to be Myrtle Beach with the Super Late models.
Yeah, Super Late models, and then also for here, I think it's with Bristol.
Yeah,
the vintage cars.
Whew, it's going to be a rough month.
Yeah, but I was kind of disappointed with the yesterday's race. I mean,
it happens.
The yellow flags and whatnot, and that's just, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we don't do enough dirt racing for everybody to get experience, so it is what it is.
It is. But great job out there, man.
Cool, man.
Way to come through, and I'll see you next week.
All right, man. Take care.
You got it. Have a good night, and I'll see you on Sunday.
All right, man. Later.
All right, folks. Now for our first place finisher, the number 43, Jonathan Platt. Let's get him in the booth. And we have the number 43 in the booth, Jonathan Platt. What a finish. Dude, you ran away with it. And I think, you were 2 pits total. How many sets of tires did you change out?
Just 2 sets. Both times I came out pit road, took tires.
Good. I know Nick was talking about how he's burned out the tires trying to keep up with you. A couple of the other guys, looks like a couple of them ran 2 sets, but I think you're the only one out there running 2 sets and keeping it really fast. Definitely very comfortable with the loose car out there, and did a good job. After that last pit you were talking about where it was a little rough, you're hoping to get back on pace with everyone. Seeing you dodge through 3 different cars on a 3-wide situation was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, when you start that deep and you get a good car, you got to get to the front as fast as possible.
Oh, yeah.
And I knew there was a crash in the back, and I just didn't want to be a part of the crash if it did happen. So at that point, it's go time, especially since I knew tires. I knew I wasn't coming back down unless we had more cautions, which caution flew soon enough that I knew I wasn't coming down, and that's when Carl came down.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to get to the front as soon as I could to basically run my own pace and maintain tire while trying to drive away.
No, that's what you want to do. You want to get up there, especially if we had the beginning of the race, we had like every 10 laps we had a caution come out, which it's not too bad, but it doesn't let really anyone kind of stretch their legs. And then that last section, dude, that was perfect. Tires are still nice and warm, and then boom, green flag run to the finish, and that's what you want to see.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the first half was a little rough. I think it's just a product of this racetrack.
Oh, yeah.
You got to take kind of an awkward line, and everybody fights for almost the same line. So, I mean, when you do that, you're going to have wrecks. But after that, we kind of, it got to where we could actually spread out and actually could race. And I'm just thankful, guys were aware when I was coming up, through there and stuff like that to give room. Even going through lap traffic, I just kept telling the guys, I just want the bottom. They can run wherever they want to. Just give me the bottom. That's all I want.
Yeah, no, and they did that. They let you through. That was beautiful. I was kind of hoping they'd hold you up so Nick Nickerson could catch up and we could see a battle to the finish. But, hey, it was also a really good run. Seeing you punch through and really hit you hit lap traffic. That's always, as a driver, that's a goal you want to have out there is you want to be able to drive up the whole field and then catch the guys in last and drive up to those guys. Absolutely. That right there is icing on the cake.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like lapping people. I want people to think they're getting good finishes.
Well, it's not that. It's just
10,
yeah.
That's the top 10. They're all deserving guys.
Oh yeah.
I don't necessarily like putting people laps down. I wish we could all finish, in the same lap and have a good race. But I mean, it is what it is.
Well, that just comes with experience in driving. And I know you're one of those guys out there that if a lot of those guys hit you up and ask for help, you definitely spend the time to help them whenever you can. I've always, seen you in chat giving tips and stuff like that. So, it's one of those things where, we have a lot of drivers in here that are a wealth of knowledge. And, these guys reach out and ask for help and tips. And you guys do that. So, it's a little bit of what they can expect to get to or try to achieve to is, kind of following a little bit of your Nick Nickerson, Bryson Clark, Carl Handwerk, Kevin Foster, all you guys' examples of how you guys drive, and really kind of like, setting a precedence of what to do out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Nick with the tire saving deal, I've tried helping him out a couple times, and
he's
Nick
just lost cause on that one.
A lot of them guys, like I ask him, like when I'm struggling with things, like, we're a big family. We all bounce ideas and everything off each other. It's a great group of guys. I mean, I love racing Nick Nickerson. I love racing Bryson, like Carl, like all these guys. Really, I mean,
yeah,
it's a lot of fun when you can get into a league where you can run side by side with all the guys and not get wrecked or anything like that. It makes it so much more fun. So
yeah, and
it's a lot more rewarding too when you got these caliber of guys and you actually pick up a win. So just great runs to everybody tonight. I need to thank you for broadcasting this. Your critical hits guys, Death by Moose. I need to thank Willie for being the primary sponsor for the league, putting this on for us. Carl, Eric, all the admins, poor racing guys, hell of a league. Look it up, join it. I like to see this league get full with a lot of good guys, a lot of good talent. So.
Yeah, and I think that's something that's just going to take a little bit of time, but definitely is possible, and we're seeing it grow. I think we're working on trying to bring in the right type of people that we want to see out on the track, and right now, what we have in the Vintage Series, I really like all the drivers in there. It's always been a fun time sitting in the chat before we get going for a live race. You guys are always nice people, and honestly, a good group of guys, and that's what we want. We don't want to have any bad blood throughout the whole season. No crazy rivalries. Competition's good, but we all want to be friends in the end, and that's what I really like about the Core Racing Series. It really, we emphasize teamwork and friendship.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't want no talent hacks. So
you had to throw it
I'll
in there.
Like that one. So
oh man, gotta get a jab in there. But no, seriously, you're honest about that, and that's true. It takes a lot to work up there. But dude, great job out there. First place. Do you think you're gonna go 3 wins coming up with these short tracks?
Honestly, I already told Carl too. I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to run this season.
No.
We're pretty involved with short track racing around the area.
Oh yeah, because it just kicked up.
Yeah, luckily I had the night off because we actually wrecked the car so bad I had to go back and get a front clip put on it, so I was able to run the night. Yeah, I definitely want to try and make next Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I really want to go back-to-back in that Busch Clash. That race means a lot to me. I love Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach is where I grew up at.
Mm-hmm.
It really breaks my heart that they are closing that place down. That's where I grew up and I fell in love with the sport.
Yeah.
So the place is very sentimental to me, and I really just want to keep winning there. So I'm going to try my damnedest to be back for the Busch Clash. Monday night, I will not be here for the Vintage Series. We're actually going up 5 hours north to race a 250-lap race on
nice.
Tuesday. So I won't be here for Monday because that's our travel day. So.
All right. Well, I'm pretty sure everyone out here, especially in the Core Series, we all, best of luck to you out there the racing. And are you going to be racing super late models, or is that what you're working with right now, or are you guys working with something else?
Template super late models.
Okay,
like
nice.
what we're running at Myrtle Beach.
Hate to go off topic, but did you see Jaden out there? I believe he's running out on the Indiana track right now.
Yeah, he ran against us Saturday night.
Yeah, I don't know who got into it, but I know a couple of the other drivers they got into a little bit of a wreck. Was that your guy?
Got absolutely destroyed.
Oh man, yeah, I saw some pictures of that. Well, hopefully you guys are able to get it going.
Was it a blue car you saw pictures of?
No, it was white and green, I believe. It was the number 11. It was Jimmy Gawker's.
Yeah, that car wasn't bad. That car that you're talking about actually hit our car so hard, it ripped the window net and the whole side of the car off.
Oof. Wow, that's an impact.
But thank you again for everything. Thanks to everybody at Core. A lot of fun. I can't wait to race again, man.
Yeah, dude, we appreciate you out here. I can't wait to see you back out on the track. Hopefully your racing on the side goes great. Best of wishes for that. But I definitely would prefer to have you out here in Core. So I hope it all goes well for you. And whenever you can pop in, please pop in. And much appreciated to have you out here, man. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
You got it. I'll move you back up there. All right, folks. That is going to be it for tonight. Sorry, that was a longer interview. Haven't seen Platt in the booth for a little bit, and also haven't had him in the races. He's been kind of off and on, so I just want to see what's going on and kind of talk to him a bit. What a run. Good night. I know it was a little bit of a caution fest in the beginning, but hey, these guys straighten themselves out. So what they do, they adapted, they overcame, and they worked together and got themselves going great. Let's get ready for this weekend, tomorrow. We're going to have the premiere launch of DXR. If you guys like trophy trucks, we're having Pro 2s taking Sonoma Rallycross. Not Sonoma Rallycross. Are we starting off Sonoma? Let me double check. 1 second. Sorry about that. We're going to Laguna Seca with Pro 2 trophy trucks, or Pro 2 trucks. It's going to be pretty awesome. These trucks hit the road course, and they're a lot of fun to drive. So if you guys are down for it, it's going to be 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or for you guys on the East Coast, it's going to be 9:30 p.m. I know it's a little late, but it's going to be a nice late night showing. The race is not going to be too long. Come show up, say hi. And then we're going to have Wednesday nights is going to be our short track series. That's going to be with the Pro 4 trophy trucks ran by the iRacing Short Course Series. Love those guys. They have a really big win, or not win, prize pool for a lot of the drivers. I think total of like over $8,000 for a lot of the drivers that are going to be racing. A lot of famous names out there, and a lot of guys that race in real life. So those guys are doing a good job, and they just got back from Glen Helen. So congratulations for all those guys that had wins. So those guys that didn't have wins, better luck next time. But hopefully you guys do a better job at Luke's Oil. But with that, I'm going to say good night, and I hope everyone has a good evening, and I'll see you guys around.